Welcome back to Daybreak Live on a Friday morning. It seemed like an eternity since we've had John Mark Freeman, the president of the Greater Coosa Valley Chamber of Commerce. But John Mark joins us this morning. Where have you been so long, brother?
Man, I'll tell you what, the 16th will be 1 year since I've been at the chamber. And that's the last time I came here, is right when I took the position. And this has been a busy year for us. And I didn't expect it to be, I knew it was going to be a labor of love. I didn't expect it to be that much of a labor of love.
It's been a busy 2 weeks too, hasn't it?
An extremely busy 2 weeks.
Talk about last weekend at the festival.
So last weekend we had at the Historic Commission, we had our Grits Festival, and it was the largest Grits Festival that we can think of today.
Come on, John, Grits Festival.
We had 1,500 people right around there. We're still tallying up and figuring out last numbers. They did an amazing job. You know, we were out there helping working it, but there was a lot of people out there who made it happen, and thankful for Gay and Monty and the Historic Commission to make it an amazing Grits Festival. I was thankful to be able to serve on it and help them out. And it was just a great day, and everybody loved it.
Childersburg's a beautiful town, you know.
It is a beautiful town. We actually had some businesses who were vendors set up who'd never been there before, and they ended up coming up to me and the Mayor Ken Weston and saying, "This place is beautiful. We would love to rent it out for a day and just have an employee appreciation day." So it served its purpose for the community, and so more people got to get out and see the
So what were some of the offerings made available last weekend?
Well, of course, we had a historic shrimp and grits. That was the big thing.
You eat that?
Oh, it was good.
Oh, yeah?
It was my first year actually being out there, and it was beautiful. Vendors set up food. They had a mechanical bull. They had
John Mark, you ride that bull?
Oh, you know, I chose not to that time because I had to work it. I used that as my excuse. But I ended up paying for one of my friends. Her daughter was there. They didn't have any cash. So I spent some money for the mechanical
They survived,
bull.
right? The bull
She
ride?
did. I told them to throw them off, and they didn't throw off that well. But it was a fun day. A lot of people came through, and we've heard nothing but compliments. It was a pretty day out. So it was just a fun day for Childersburg just to come out and enjoy a good day with the family.
Speaking of pretty days, we're expecting one tomorrow
I know.
for another big event in Childersburg.
We have been praying. I'll tell you about that. It was supposed to be raining all day Saturday for Coosa Fest, but a lot of prayers were answered, and looks like we're going to have pretty clear weather Saturday.
What number is this?
483.
How old were you when this first started?
Oh, I would have been really young when I first started. We call it 483 because we're celebrating Childersburg. It's 483 years since Hernando de Soto came through and then settled and got some people to settle down there. So it's been 483 years. So we, as the chamber, decided to call, the biggest event of the year, Coosa Fest 483, just a way to kind of celebrate 483 years of Childersburg. It's almost like the birthday of Childersburg is what we like to call it.
Your handprint is on Coosa Fest this year.
Yes, sir.
What can we expect?
So right now we have about 45 vendors lined up. We have a stage and sound system, which we've never done before. We've always had one that was a lot of community members came together and put a stage together, but we've never had an actual professional lighting and sound system put out there. So we have Fire Guy, that's Jared Cunningham. Jared Cunningham, Fire Guy Lighting and Sound. He's going to be coming out, bringing his stage and sound system, so we're excited to have that. We have Memory Lane and Sons of Thunder going to be playing some music for everybody. Each one have about an hour and 45-minute set, so we're excited about that. We have a whole kids zone with bouncy houses, shaved ice, obstacle course.
Where is all of this taking place?
That's going to be all of it's going to be in centralized downtown Childersburg.
Okay.
So 8th Avenue is going to be where all of our vendors are going to be set up. Then we have the parking lot across from the First Baptist Church. That's going to be the kids zone with the bouncy house, shaved ice, obstacle course, and we have the Childersburg cheerleaders coming out to do face paint for the kids. And the City Hall parking lot is going to be we're calling it our loading bay or our loading zone. So we have Archie Horton's train is going to be set up going up and down 9th Avenue. And we have Miss Kelsey Kelly going to come out with horses and have horse rides for the kids going up 3rd Street. So all of downtown is going to be used.
What about, John Mark, parking for guests that want to come? Where do they park?
Really, we tell them to park anywhere they can get a spot. We've in the past used some grass lots for people to park the vehicles. It's going to be maybe raining in early morning, so we're going to make the best judgment call that we can because we don't want to tear up anybody's grass. but we have all kinds of parking in downtown where different businesses are, and we just tell people, park your car where you can, and you might be walking a little bit, but
It'll be good for us.
it'll be fine.
Yeah. Hey, John Mark, what about, we love to eat in the South.
Absolutely.
And we've got food vendors galore there tomorrow, right?
We have about 5 food vendors coming out. We have a Mexican food truck. We have barbecue. We have hot dogs, hamburgers. We have all kinds of different people coming out. We have a vendor set up who just does concession food. I know for myself, I love to eat, and I know other people love to eat. I've always said, bring the food and they will come.
There you go.
So we have all kinds of food for people.
No doubt about it.
We got ice cream, snow biz, so people are going to be having fun.
No doubt. And what time does it start?
We're starting at 10 o'clock. Since the weather has subsided, we've talked about maybe trying to move it a 4-hour window. That looks good, but 10 to 2 looks like it's going to be all right. So we'll start at 10 a.m. and at 2 p.m.
Wow, that sounds fantastic. John Mark Freeman, president of the Greater Coosa Valley Chamber of Commerce. We'll get back to Coosa Fest in a minute, but talk about the chamber and what's going on with the chamber, with the Greater Coosa Valley Chamber of Commerce.
Well, this past year, I told my board when I sat down for my first interview, and they said, well, what are you going to do? I said, year 1 is going to be a year of rebuilding. We kind of just needed to get some checks and balances done, and we were able to get a lot of it done. I look back and I think of all the stuff that I didn't get to do. I'm not somebody who really thinks of all the stuff he did. So I know we still got a long way to go, but we got a lot of stuff cleaned up, a lot of stuff refined, best practices and policies and procedures that we needed to get done. We got a lot of that done this past year. We still got a little bit more to go, and we've just been really trying to get out there and get myself known to the community, get to know all my businesses, my large business, my small businesses, mom and pop shops, my industry, trying to get out there, get my name known, and just get them to know me, not that I'm this enigma, this figure that they've never heard of. They just hear John Mark, and who is that? I want them to be able to put a face to that name and be able to hear my story, and I get to hear their story, because there's so much power in getting to know somebody personally.
Membership. How many members do we have with the chamber now? And I know it's growing.
Now, 172 members is what we had when I came on board. We had about 150 something, so we have grown. I haven't really spearheaded trying to grow membership. I didn't want to be out there selling a product that I didn't believe in 100%, and now I'm proud to say what we offer and what we are. So I'm willing to sell that more now, but I've just been trying to get to know my members, trying to get to know what a Chamber of Commerce is and how I can lead it, because I've never been in a Chamber of Commerce before. But we got a lot of that fine-tuned, and I'll be going and seeing some of my businesses now.
I was going to ask you, why did you get connected with this position?
It was funny because I was working with Marshall McGrady at Sycamore Federal Credit Union, and I was sitting at my desk, and one of my buddies called me, who sits on the board. His name's Wesley Allen. He's also a council member in Childersburg. He called me and said, I might have a job for you. And I said, okay. He said, what do you know about Chambers of Commerce? I said, nothing. He said, well, look into it. I said, okay. So I looked into it, did some research on what a chamber was, and I called him back and said, that's cool. I kind of like the ideology of what a chamber is getting out there and supporting small business, large business, and really just being a tool and an asset for other people. And I'm a people person. I love people. And I said, I like it. He said, well, we have a position available, or a former president and CEO, he is retiring or has retired, Tom Roberts. Would you be willing to sit and come in for an interview? And I said, I don't really know about that. That's a big responsibility, going from the employee to the employer. And I had an umbrella of people who before it got to me, and now I'm at the top of it. I said, I don't know. And he kept calling and calling about it. And Diane Kay, who's our board chair right now, she called me and I said, well, just sit down and have an interview. And I said, okay. And then we sat down and talked and called in for my second interview and got offered the position, and here I am today.
And so you're located in downtown Childersburg, physically, the building there, right?
Yes, sir, right across the street from City Hall.
Yeah, and with the Chamber of Commerce, you guys do a lot of things, not just Coosa Fest, but a lot of things happening, and you surround yourself with good people, and that's what it takes, right?
Absolutely. And you know, we have 1.5 employees at our office, but we have so many.
How you do 1.5? You know,
we just pray, work a lot. We have 1.5 employees, but we have so many board members, we have committee members, and just a lot of people who volunteer hours. And there are a lot of the people behind the scene who make these things possible. And I really, really appreciate them, because this is not a 1.5 employee job. but a lot of people volunteer their time and their hours, and
So
I
you
just
do
can't
a
say thank you.
newsletter or anything like that?
We
How
do
y'all
a
that?
newsletter. If they will email me at jcvchamber.com and say they want to be on our newsletter, we will shoot it out to them. We do about 2 a month because I try not to send the same thing every single week. I've thought about doing weekly, but I just don't have enough people doing enough stuff to send. I don't want to send the same email out 2 times in a row.
Sure.
So I try to make sure every time that they get a newsletter from the chamber that it's information that they really want to know and that they need to know.
What can you tell us this morning about future growth of Childersburg and the chamber? I know we've got a great industrial park over there and all that kind of stuff.
The stuff I can say is we're excited.
That's a little bait thrown out there, you know.
We are excited for possible growth in Childersburg. We always are. We have a great location, so much history in that area, and so many good, amazing people. We're excited for potential growth in the area, and at the
What about
chamber.
downtown?
Downtown. Well, we're just trying to work on we have a CDA. And we're working on just the beautification of downtown and try to make it look better, more pleasing to the eye. We have a lot of storage buildings, kind of what they are now in downtown Childersburg, and we're trying our best to work on getting those turned into potential businesses so that our downtown could be somewhere people can walk and just stroll it and not see storage buildings, but they can see businesses that are flourishing and doing well. So we're working on some of that stuff, and it's, I'm somebody who likes to see stuff get done immediately. And I found out working in a position like this and doing stuff, it just takes time. It's a snail's pace.
Yeah.
It's a marathon, not a sprint. So we're just trying to take it day by day and make the best calls for Childersburg and its citizens as well.
All right, Coosa Fest, tomorrow starting at 10 o'clock. What
2
can
p.m.
people expect?
They can expect we'll have music from the get-go. From 10 to 2, we'll have music going the whole time, except for about a 15-20 minute swap over from
I wasn't
Sun to
asked
Thunder.
to sing. Is there a reason for that?
Jimmy, you know what? We could line it up for you. I could stretch Coosa Fest another 30 minutes if you want to come sing.
You really want the crowd to stay. You don't.
Well, what we're telling people is to come with the family to enjoy some good, clean family fun. Bring a lawn chair with them so they can sit out and listen to some music. They can be expected to have a lot of craft vendors, fun for the kids and the family, and then they can grab them some food, sit out of the lawn chair right in front of the stage, and listen to some good music. And I would be remiss to talk about our 2 sponsors for Coosa Fest, which was our County Commissioner, Mr. Mally Limbaugh, and then also the City of Childersburg decided that they wanted to sponsor it and help out as well. So those 2 people helped make Saturday possible.
This broadcast goes into about 700,000 households, and people maybe watching from other parts of the state. I mean, Childersburg's a great place to visit.
It is. Beautiful place. We have so much history there and just beautiful places to go and visit. We have the Historic Commission has the Rainwater Butler House, which is a beautiful historic house. And you have the Camolga Grist Mill, and that is just a beautiful place, and people wouldn't expect something that beautiful just out there in Childersburg. And then, of course, we have Majestic Caverns, beautiful cave to go into, and we have Red Eagle, we have some amazing places for people to go do skeet shooting. There's a lot of opportunity in just a small town, Childersburg.
Well, tomorrow, if you're watching in another locale and you want to make a good family trip, tomorrow would be a good day to do it, to come to Childersburg, Alabama. Starts at about 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, and plenty of music, plenty of vendors there, and people can just do it at their leisure, right?
They can just come and go as they please. We're not going to make somebody stay the whole 4 hours if they don't want to. If they want to come in, walk the strip, and they get some food, sit down for 30 minutes, and then head on out, that's fine with me. If they want to stay the whole time and have their kids ride a horse a million times and ride a train and get face painted and be there the whole 4 hours, that's fine with me.
So finally this morning, the purpose of Coosa Fest, and is there monies raised through this event, or is it just covering cost, or how does that work?
To be honest with you, we just cover cost, and sometimes even take a little bit of a loss, which I'm fine with. I'm fine with doing that. We have a lodging tax credit that we use to kind of pay for a lot of this for tourism. We like to celebrate Childersburg. We like our citizens to enjoy just a good day. But long term, the vision I have for it is it becoming a big event that people from out of town, out of state, come to Childersburg just to see what's going on in a little small town, Childersburg, Alabama, the oldest city in the state of America. So we're excited, we're proud of that. So it's just going to be, right now, it's just a great event for our citizens and maybe some people on the outer banks of that, but I would love to see it. My vision for it is people coming out of town to visit Childersburg and seeing our local businesses, seeing them thrive and have an amazing day. we have a lot of our vendors who say Coosa Fest is their biggest day of the year. So I want that not just for my vendors, for all my businesses in Childersburg as well.
So if people would like more information on the Greater Coosa Valley Chamber of Commerce and maybe being a partner with you, what do they need to do?
Just find us on Facebook, Greater Coosa Valley Chamber of Commerce. That is where you can find us and shoot us a message. You can shoot us a message that way, or you can email me at jfreeman@gcvchamber.com. I will do my best to get back to you immediately, but it probably will follow after Coosa Fest because I'm backed up right now.
John Mark Freeman, President of the Greater Coosa Valley Chamber of Commerce, our guest. John Mark, always a pleasure, sir. Thanks for coming.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, more Daybreak coming up right after you watch this.